the Upco Studios in Oklahoma City, this is an OSU update with John Helsley. I'm Jenny Carlson. John, after Bedlam on Saturday, now the Cowboys get ready to head to Austin to face a Longhorn team that they already defeated earlier this year. At the time, that seemed like a big deal, but now beating Texas isn't exactly seen as a monumental thing in the league, is it?
Not as big as it once was, as you say. And, hey, beat them again. That's the big call right here. Texas has lost 3 in a row. They have 3 Big 12 wins. 2 of those are against TCU and Tech. So this is a team that was picked at one point to contend for the Big 12 championship, maybe be a Final Four contender, but they're not what they were supposed to be.
Well, as you mentioned, beat them again being important for the Cowboys. This is really a case where Texas needs to win, but OSU needs to win as well. They have the recipe for beating Texas after that game earlier this year. What do they need to do Wednesday night?
Well, the thing that they did so well in that game was they rebounded. And that's not an easy thing for OSU. They're not overly big, but they sent the guards crash into the boards. You know, they got in there with Texas's big front line and battled and really did a good job of kind of maintaining a stalemate there. They're not going to win the rebounding battle, but keep it close and then get some good guard play, which is always a great ingredient for OSU. Have Phil Forte and Anthony Hickey play really well.
Yeah, and then the game over the weekend is a team that was picked to contend for the title, and lo and behold, they're doing it again. That's Kansas in Gal-Garaiba. Is this a game that potentially OSU could steal? They hung tight with Kansas in Allen Fieldhouse earlier this season. Could they maybe get that win on Saturday?
Well, tell me which OSU team is going to show up, and I'll be able to maybe make a better guesstimate on that.
If you don't know and Travis Ford doesn't know, I'm not even trying to venture.
No knowing until the thing tips off. But, Cowboys played Kansas very tough in Allen Fieldhouse earlier this year. We're in it to the end. They did that at Iowa State as well. I mean, it's a team that when they play really well, as they did last week against Baylor, played their best 40 minutes, I think. When they play really well, they can beat anybody in this league, and especially at home. You just don't know if they can do it and do it for 40 minutes.
Lastly, with these 2 games on the schedule this week, if they finish 1-1, would they feel pretty good about things, all things considered?
I think they would, because this is kind of another, not as tough as the initial stretch in the Big 12 Conference was for OSU, but this is another sort of tough area right here with Texas on the road and Kansas at home. But then the schedule's going to get a little bit better. There's a game at Baylor, which, that's another team they've beaten, and it's not a particularly hostile environment. And then they'll get some home games against TCU and West Virginia and some other teams, home games. Not easy to win necessarily in this league, but winnable.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, John. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.